Hey, welcome back to the Big Ranch Show as always. Thank you for joining me. If you could, hit that subscribe button down below and let's get right to it. Now, over the weekend, the United States lost what I see as a political icon and an American hero. We lost a man who served our Congress for over 30 years with distinction and dignity. He honorably served in our military during Vietnam and fought for the rights of his constituents at every turn. Whether or not that meant that he stood by his party or was bucking their whims. At 81 years old, John McCain passed away, roughly a year after being diagnosed with a glioblastoma brain tumor. Just a few days before that, it had been announced that he was ending all cancer treatments. And he died a few days later on Saturday evening, surrounded by his family. And it's tragic. It's really a sad thing. Sure, he lived a long, productive life. But to see somebody who served his country for as long as this man did to lose his life, it's very sad. As liberal as I am, I have always had a lot of respect and a big soft spot for John McCain. John McCain has done a lot of great things. He's done a lot of stuff, whether or not his party agreed with him or not. John McCain was loved and respected by people on both sides of the aisle. And there's a lot about John McCain that many people may not know. But as a senator, as a congressperson from the state of Arizona, John McCain fought for his constituents. Not only that, he fought for everyday Americans. He fought for better funding for our military. And I'm not talking about just more money to the military budget, but he fought for extra for fighting for the VA to fix the problems it had. And among many other things that he did for veterans on a daily basis. John McCain served, like I said, in Vietnam. John McCain served, was in Vietnam, got captured, was a POW. He had the opportunity. I mean, he easily could have, based on everything I've read, he could have easily given just simply who he was. And the people in Vietnam probably would have let him go immediately because of who who he was and who his father was and stuff like that. But he didn't. He wanted to make sure as many Americans got free as they could before he got out. And to me, that's honor. That's dignity. That's putting yourself or putting your nation over yourself. And that is more important than anything else I think one can do. It goes back to something that JFK said. Ask not what your country can do for you, but ask what you can do for your country. And that seemed to be something that John McCain lived by. Whether or not it was that exact saying or not, but that is exactly what he did. Every day of his life, he put this country before himself every single day. As he said in his farewell letter that was published shortly after he passed away, he said something to the extent that we are not a nation of blood and soil, that we are a nation of ideals and principles. And Mr. McCain, you were right. You went on to say that no matter what we're going through, what turmoil we may be going through as a country right now, in the future we will survive, that we will persist, because Americans don't give up. Americans don't quit. We fight. That's what we do. But John McCain, you inspired me to be a better person. You inspired me to be better. If I made a mistake, I make a mistake, I try to fix it. And, I try to be better every day. You're one of the people that inspired me to do that. You're one of the ones that made me see outside myself. Now, I may not have been a Republican. I may not have voted for you for president. But I had a lot of respect for you as a human being and as a congressman in our U.S. Congress. You inspired millions in this country, both on the left and the right, to do better. You inspired lots of people, and for that you have my respect. So John McCain, thank you for your service. For both your military service as well as your time spent in the halls of Congress and the U.S. House and the Senate. Rest in peace, and I hope your family is able to find the peace they need as they lay you to rest this week. Anyhow, that's all I really have to say about it. If I suggest, if you care, find Meghan McCain or Cindy McCain on Twitter, send them your condolences. If you don't feel like doing that, maybe you could at least make a donation to a veterans organization of your choice to show your support to John McCain and his family. He leaves behind a long legacy, very complicated legacy. Some things good, some things bad. None of us are perfect. But I do believe that he served with dignity. He served his people, the American people, and I believe he at least always stood for what he felt was right, whether or not I agreed with it or not. So John McCain, you'll be sorely missed. As I saw on a comment the other day, you were truly the last Republican. Anyhow, this has been the Big Rant Show. I've been your host, Jacob Keck, and I'll see you down the road.